are building a city with no cops, no Rona, no rent, and no Mayo Saxon. We did it with the communities. Help.
Yes, we need help.
Black power. Land back.
Land back.
Land back.
Land back.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're wondering, what the hell did I just watch? I'm going to explain it right now, okay? Yes, this is real. That is not a scene from The Dark People, and they do exist. So we're going to get into that. But what I did want to talk about tonight, which is extremely important, is that white people are being discriminated in the United States of America. That is very clear. That is abundantly clear through policy. That is abundantly clear through rhetoric, through political jargon, through left-leaning organizations that are peddling the narrative. And you see it in the mainstream. And I think it's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about, but because my name is Drew Hernandez and you're watching Drew Hernandez Live, we're going to talk about it. So welcome to the show. My name is Drew Hernandez, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you guys can do me a huge favor, if you're watching this for the first time, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification and toggle on the all selection and smash, and destroy that like button. It helps the algorithm know that you want to continue to see this type of content from me. And also, guys, if you can share this video far and wide, wherever you can post a link on your Twitter, on your Gab, on your Facebook, wherever, send it in your iMessage, through your Android, through text messages. Just send this content out ASAP. If you guys can do that for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, guys, if you guys would like to support me, we do super chats at the end of every single show, and I do a Q&A format at the end of every single show. So if you'd like to drop a super chat, you can do it now in the middle of the show if I say something you really love and like, or you can do it at the end and wait and save it to the end. We will do Q&A at the end of the show, or you can give a one-time donation at drewhlive.com, or check out the new merch store with t-shirts, water bottles, phone cases, all that good stuff, apparel for women, men, all that good stuff on my channel, on my store. The link is in the description below, guys. Or if you'd like to give a one-time donation, become a DH Alliance member on this channel for as low as $5 a month if you guys would like to support me there as well. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. A lot of crazy stuff to talk about, especially if you just saw that intro video. I'm pretty sure you're confused and you're like, what the hell did I just watch? We're going to get to the new commie city that was founded in Colorado. Yes, these are self-proclaimed communists that claim to be liberating those that have been colonized, even though we're living in 2021 and there's literally nobody alive today that has been colonized in the United States in the context that they claim, okay? That happened a very long time ago, hundreds of years ago. But before we get into that, guys, I wanted to show you. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room because it has to be talked about. Big tech doesn't want it to be talked about. Obviously, the radical left doesn't want it to be talked about. But I think we are living in an age, in an era where racism has been brought back. The rhetoric and the propaganda has been brought back. That you see through Black Lives Matter, you see through democratic socialist, self-proclaimed communist organizations in the United States of America. It's cultural Marxism. That's what it mainly is. Cultural Marxism teaches that there's a villain and there is a victim. Right now in 2021, that narrative is the white people are the villains and the minorities are the victims. So this is why you're seeing it in the NBA, in the NFL. You're seeing it when you turn on your TV, when you watch Netflix, when you watch cartoons with your kids, when you watch Cartoon Network. I've covered it on this show as well. You see it everywhere. You hear it in music, obviously on social media. It is absolutely tainted in politics. You see this cultural Marxist narrative everywhere you turn and everywhere you look. And I'm very passionate about this subject because I'm very passionate about speaking out against things that are unrighteous and wrong. And what's taking place right now is we have a majority of political rhetoric that is coming from a political side that is literally slandering an entire race of people, white people. Okay, so not all white people are white supremacists. Not all white people are neo-Nazis that believe in the domination of the Aryan race, as Adolf Hitler believed in the Nazi Germany in the 1940s and 1930s. But that is what white people are being tainted as in 2021 in the United States of America. This rhetoric is irresponsible, if you ask me, because what it does is it slanders and it demonizes an entire race of people. This literally is what the Nazis did to the Jews, okay? They slandered them, they demonized them, they painted them as evil and wicked in the eyes of the public, and they acted on it, and it ended in a final solution, a Holocaust, okay? Now, what I'm trying to say is right now in the United States of America, I believe because the white race does have a dark history, not just whites. There are other people that have commit atrocities against humanity and commit slavery, okay? But right now in 2021, the narrative is white people, okay? They have taken that and they've used that and pinned it against people that have nothing to do with Nazism, that have nothing to do with Nazism in the 1930s or the 1940s. They've pinned this against white people in America in 2021 as if they are the problem or they are responsible for white supremacy existing in this world because they simply exist in this world. So I push back on that, and the reason why I do that is because, number one, I think it's wrong, and I think it's evil, and it's slanderous. The devil slanders. Number two, to use their terminology, and if you guys have watched this show, I use their terminology not because I believe in it, but because I have to speak their language in order to debunk their stupidity in the eyes of everybody that listens to their language and knows it. So as a person of color, as a Hispanic, as a Latino man in the United States of America, I speak out against this because I do not sign off on this idea of holding white people responsible for Nazism in the 1940s and the 1930s, or holding white people in 2021 responsible for slavery hundreds of years ago in the early days of the Americas. I believe that's slanderous. It's irresponsible. It's not fair to do so, especially when white people actually fought in the Civil War to liberate black people. That's a fact. Okay, so when black people expect reparations from all white people, it's like, well, how do you know that that person's ancestors didn't fight or bleed or die to save your black ancestors? Okay, so you got to verify these things. These things don't make sense, and it's not fair, and we cannot demonize an entire race and blame them for things that took place hundreds, decades, centuries of years ago when they have nothing to do with this. But I think what we need to do is we need to address it. We need to talk about it. We need to push back on it. And I encourage white people to just not sit there and just literally bend over and take it. Because a lot of other white people allow it, especially on the left. With their white guilt, you see them bowing down to black people and Black Lives Matter for all the world to see. So I encourage white people, especially if you find yourself like, dude, I just love America. I love black people. I love brown people. I mean, I love Drew Hernandez. He's freaking brown. I love what he says. He's pro-America. He's pro-humanity. And then you watch the mainstream news and they slander all of you as being white supremacists and neo-Nazis just because you exist. Okay, so I encourage you guys, the white community, to start speaking up. Do not be afraid. Don't get afraid of being canceled. Don't be afraid of being called a white supremacist. They already call you that, okay? They're already under the assumption, they're already slandering you as a neo-Nazi and a white supremacist. They already call you that, okay? So it doesn't matter. People are afraid to speak out. People are afraid to push back. The white community is literally being neutered, is being slandered. They're being put into a corner in fear. Listen, you're going to have, I'm speaking to the white community right now that listens to me. What you're going to have is an entire generation of white kids that are going to be afraid to say anything to a person of color because they're growing up in a political environment, a politically charged and racist environment to where young little white kids are going to grow up under the teaching that they're going to be thinking and believing that they cannot say anything about anyone or criticize any person of color without being declared a white supremacist. Listen, in the eyes of the next generation, your kids, I'm speaking to white people right now, this generation they're growing up in, your kids are growing up under the assumption, because this is what they're learning in schools, K through 12, all the way up to the universities, and all the propaganda that's coming through their smartphones every single day on Snapchat, TikTok, all of this, okay? Your kids are going to grow up in a generation where the premise has already been set. Because you are white, you are the majority in this country. Therefore, you are problematic, and your existence is white supremacist. This is what the left preaches, okay? Your kids are growing up in this environment. So if you don't teach your kids well and you don't debunk that at a young age, your kids are going to grow up under the assumption that their existence is white supremacist within itself because they are white. So what that's going to do is this next generation is going to be under the assumption that they're already a part of the problem of white supremacy because they simply exist. So now they're going to grow up living in fear. A bunch of little white kids, I've already seen it, dude. A bunch of little white kids are going to grow up in a country where they're going to be afraid to say anything or criticize any person of color in fear of not being called a white supremacist, but in fear of confirming that they're a white supremacist. That's what it is. This is how deep and dark and twisted this stuff really is. So I want you to think about that. And this is why I encourage the white community. I encourage white people to do not tolerate this stuff. Speak out. They're already calling you a white supremacist. Don't be afraid. Listen, white people right now, are you afraid of coming out and speaking out against these insane Black Lives Matter neo-communists? There has to be people out there that are afraid because they're afraid of getting canceled. They're afraid of getting at your job, maybe. You're afraid of getting canceled. You're afraid of getting fired. You're afraid of getting called a white supremacist. You see, the next generation isn't going to be afraid of being called that for white people. They're going to be afraid of that being confirmed because they said something. That's where the idea, I hope that makes sense to you guys. That's where the idea, they're already going to grow up under the assumption that they are already white supremacists because they exist. So they're going to grow up being afraid to say anything against a person of color because that's going to confirm that their existence truly is white supremacist. See how twisted this is? It's evil. It's ridiculous. I encourage white people not to tolerate this because listen, as a person of color, if this was happening to me, I would not tolerate this for 1 second. My community has a whole host of other issues, but right now the white community is being slandered and demonized and being put in a corner through fear and through intimidation and political intimidation to the point where they're going to be afraid to be who they simply are. It's not wrong to be white. It's not. Just as much as it's not wrong to be black, to be brown, the list goes on. But right now, I encourage the white community not to tolerate this crap. Because if you do, these people are going to dominate you somewhere down the line. Okay? Somewhere down the line. But white people need to start speaking up. I'm not saying be racist. I'm not saying, say racial slurs and crap like, no, what I'm saying is just speak up and say, hey, this crap ain't true. I am an American. I am a white man. I am a white woman, and I love people of color, and the damn mainstream media lies about me, and Black Lives Matter lies about me, and all these minority democratic socialists and all these crazy white left-leaning Wookiees on the left, they all demonize me. White people need to be more vocal because if you are not, these people are going to successfully speak on your behalf. It's the same concept that I said on Timcast IRL with Tim pulling the game last week. If I don't say something myself and speak out against what these people are saying, who and what I am, then I can only blame myself for not speaking out against it. Okay? They will brand you. That's what they do in the eyes of millions of people. So I encourage white people to get more vocal and speak out against the slander that is literally being committed against you and your communities right now. Don't be afraid. You have to speak out for yourself because if not, you are going to be destroyed. That is what these people want to do. And I'll prove it to you. Let's take a look at this. Let's get this up. Breitbart reports Biden coronavirus relief prioritizes funds for non-white business owners. Biden coronavirus relief prioritizes funds for non-white business owners. Restaurants and venues owned by white men will be last in line for federal relief. Okay, they're not being left out. They're being put in the back of the line. Does that sound familiar to you? Back of the bus. White people. This is an act of revenge towards the white community. I almost assure you. And the Biden administration is facilitating it because this is what these people do. The Democrat Party is the party of segregation and racism. That's a fact, okay? This is why you see this coming from them still to this damn day. But people still don't want to listen. Restaurants and venues owned by white men will be last in line for federal relief under President Joe Biden's Restaurants Revitalization Fund, RRF, prioritizing funds for women and minority groups first. This is literally racist, okay? You can maybe say sexist if it's against men. As part of Biden's American Rescue Plan Act of 2021, the Small Business Administration, SBA, is opening up the application process by which owners of restaurants, bars, and other venues can apply for federal relief to help make up for the loss of revenue as a result of economic lockdowns, which they caused, spurred by the virus. The plan allows business owners to apply for relief up to $10 million per business and no more than $5 million per physical location. Business owners do not have to repay the funds so long as the money is spent by March 2023. The relief, though, is being prioritized based on race. Why? Because it's Democrats, and they are the party of segregation and racism and literally slavery. This is why you see this to this day, okay? To this day, based on race, gender, and whether or not business owners are considered socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. White men, for example, who are not veterans of the United States Armed Forces are not eligible for priority period, processing, and funding. That is literally discrimination. Literally, okay? Businesses that are white-owned in need, if you're not a veteran, okay, you are getting put to the back of the line. Sound familiar? Yeah, sounds like an act of revenge, but it's still coming from a political party that backs what? Racism. Under the guidelines of the RRF, the SBA is giving priority processing and funding to small businesses owned by women, veterans, or socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. To be eligible, the business must be at least 51% owned by one or more individuals who are women, veterans, or socially and economically disadvantaged, and if the management and daily business operations of the applicant are controlled by one or more women, veterans, or socially and economically disadvantaged individuals. So they actually put up who those individuals are that they declare that are socially and economically disadvantaged, and white people are left out. Part of the priority groups are a small business concern that is at least 51% owned by one or more individuals who are women or veterans or socially and economically disadvantaged. See below. Applicants must self-certify on the application that they meet the eligibility requirements. They meet the eligibility requirements. Socially disadvantaged individuals are those who have been subjected to racial or ethnic prejudice. Okay, that's anyone who's not white. Or cultural bias because of their identity as a member of a group without regard to their individual qualities. Economically disadvantaged individuals are those socially disadvantaged individuals whose ability to compete in the free enterprise system has been impaired due to diminished capital and credit opportunities, which is black people. Okay, that in their definition, that's black people. Credit opportunities as compared to others in the same business area who are not socially disadvantaged. The Biden administration is defining business owned by socially and economically disadvantaged individuals as those who are part of an economically disadvantaged Indian tribe, subject to racial and ethnic prejudice or cultural bias, Black American, Hispanic American, Native American, including Alaska Native and Native Hawaiian, Asian Pacific American, and Subcontinent Asian American. What do you see missing from that list? Let's take this down. White people, okay? So it's white people are being put to the back of the bus, so to speak. Even though they caused these damn lockdowns, they facilitated these damn lockdowns that are going over a year now in some states. where not only minority businesses, black owned, Hispanic owned, brown owned, okay, Asian owned, white owned. Not all white people are these successful multi-million billionaires. There are white people in this country struggling to get by as well, that are independent small business owners that need that relief just as much as black or brown people do. Because what took place is they facilitated this lockdown, but what do Democrats and authoritarians do? They paint the victim so they can control them. They paint the victim so they can control them. That is exactly what they want to do. The blacks and the browns, they cannot survive. The Asians and the Native Americans, they can't survive this lockdown. Well, the lockdown should have never happened in the first place. You should have let people choose autonomously whether they wanted to continue in business or not. That is the free market. But Democrats don't believe that anymore, right? It's 2021. Look where they are. But to say, listen, to put white people at the back of the line is segregation, it is racist, and it is literally discrimination. Why don't white people need help? Why don't white businesses need help? White people that are not making millions of dollars a year, white people that have small businesses that need that aid just as much as other people do. This party doesn't want equality. This party doesn't want financial equality or social equality. They don't want equality. No, they don't. They don't. They want white people to be at the back of the line because they've bought into the Democrat Party has sold their soul to the global elites. They have sold their soul to the radical cultural Marxists. The Democrat Party is a disgrace to this country, and the Democrat Party is facilitating through policy and listening to these cultural Marxists and radical neo-communists. They are listening to them and facilitating literally the discrimination and the decimation and slander of the white race in the United States of America. That's a fact. It's a disgrace. I don't sign off on that. I don't sign off on that as a person of color. That's a disgrace. That's not American. Of course, we need to give help for those who are in need, but it must be equal. Joe Biden says in his presidential speech, all men are created equal, blah, 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 blah. Totally butchers it, can't even quote it right? But these Democrats, they claim, we're all equal. We want equality for women and for blacks and for browns and for all these people. But now white people are being told to go to the back of the bus, go to the back of the line. It's like, we're going to fight against racism and racial injustice with more racism and injustice. That is literally the definition of woke-tarded. That's why I call these people this. This is woke-tarded. They are claiming to be fighting against systemic racism. White people always get all the money. They get all the help. So we're going to tell white people to go to the back of the line. Woke-tards. You're not going to fight racism or systemic racism with more racism. You stupid woke Wookiees. It makes no sense. My goodness. But does the Democrat Party care? Of course not. Does the Democrat Party care? Of course not. Here's another one. Let's get this up. Here's another one. White farmers sue. It's a lawsuit. It's a real lawsuit seeking government loan forgiveness. Some Midwestern farmers are suing the federal government, alleging they're ineligible for a virus stimulus loan forgiveness program because they are white. White farmers sue seeking government loan forgiveness. Madison, Wisconsin. A group of Midwestern farmers sued the federal government Thursday, alleging they can't participate in a virus loan forgiveness program because they are white. The group of plaintiffs includes farmers from Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Ohio. According to the lawsuit, the Biden administration's virus 19 stimulus plan provides $4 billion to forgive loans for socially disadvantaged farmers and ranchers who are Black, American Indian, Hispanic, Alaskan Native, Asian American, and Pacific Islander. And who are they leaving out again? White people. Okay? Go to the back of the line. White farmers aren't eligible. This is different. They aren't eligible. So now they're being kept out of this. They're not being told to go to the back of the line. They're saying, no, sorry, no help for you. You're white. You're privileged. You should be able to take care of this on your own. Let the poor black people and Hispanics, because they're so disadvantaged, they're too stupid to do it on their own. So bye, white people. Talk about discrimination, literally, okay? White farmers aren't eligible, amounting to a violation of the plaintiff's constitutional rights, the lawsuit contends. Were plaintiffs eligible for the loan forgiveness benefit, they would have the opportunity to make additional investments in their property, expand their farms, purchase equipment and supplies, and otherwise support their families and local communities. The lawsuit said because plaintiffs are ineligible to even apply for the program solely due to their race, they have been denied the equal protection of the law and therefore suffered harm. The United States Department of Agriculture issued a statement saying it was reviewing the lawsuit with the United States Department of Justice, but that the USDA plans to continue to offer loan forgiveness to socially disadvantaged farmers. Listen, even if you're white and you're socially or economically disadvantaged because of the lockdowns, it doesn't matter. Because you are white, you are privileged, so you don't get any help. That's their logic here. That's their unity, their unifying logic. Leave out the whites. Biden says in his inauguration, we're going to bring everybody together, but leave out the whites. Oh, that is totally a message of unity. My gosh. Attorneys for the conservative Wisconsin Institute for Law and Order, Law and Liberty filled the action on the white farmers' behalf in federal court in Green Bay. Let's pull this out. So listen, guys, this is, like I said, man, now this is coming through policy. Okay, the rhetoric, you're hearing it through Disney. You're hearing the rhetoric through, you turn on cartoons, Cartoon Network. You're hearing the rhetoric through the NBA. You're hearing the rhetoric through the NFL. You're hearing it everywhere, through music, everywhere you look. White people bad, black and brown people good. White people bad, black and brown people good. That's all you're hearing, right? Now it's not just poisoning the culture. Now it's turning into policy. This is where I'm telling white people, you guys better get vocal, man. Because now this is translating into literally discriminatory, racist policy against white people. Okay? They caused this lockdown. But now they're saying that the black and the brown people are the only ones that can get help. Business owners, well, if you're white, you got to get to the back of the line because the blacks and the browns, they need the help first. Oh, yeah. And if you're a farmer, by the way, you're not going to get any relief because you're white, because you're not socially disadvantaged. Even though you might be suffering and you might be losing everything, which is actually going to affect our country. Okay. If there's white farmers, I don't care what color you are. As long as you're a good farmer, you play such a vital role in this country. You are keeping us literally afloat. Okay. Like God bless you. All right. This is why I'm so pissed off when I read this, all right? But now they're saying, oh, just because you're white, you're not socially disadvantaged. Well, who told you that? I don't know, the experts in the White House. Even though there's literally white people suffering on a grand scale throughout this entire country. Throughout this entire country. There's white ghettos just as much as there's black ghettos. There's brown ghettos just as much as there's black and white ghettos as well. There are white people that are suffering in America. Listen, this is now starting with white business owners being told to go to the back of the line, and now white farmers that are being told, no. You're not socially disadvantaged because you're white, so your name doesn't make the list. So sorry. Unless you're Bill Gates and you buy up all the farmland. Anyways, but listen, I issue a warning to the white community. Listen, the rhetoric has been there. The poison has been there through the culture, the mainstream media, politics. Now it's going to policy. What's next? What's next? You think this policy won't go to your healthcare? You think that day won't come where you won't be able to go to the doctor because you're white? Listen to the rhetoric. The socially disadvantaged. They get to go to the front of the line. They get to go to the front of the line, or they're the only ones that get the care. You think that won't happen someday? To where that'll end up being in our healthcare system, where you maybe not be able to go to the doctor because, oh, well, you're white. So you got to wait until all the black and brown people are seen first. It's like, well, what do you mean? I just need help. No, sorry, you're white. You're privileged. How far does this go? You see what I'm saying? These people are bringing segregation and discrimination back. They want segregation. They want discrimination. The Democrat Party is the party of slavery. The Civil War was fought over this. It was Democrats that wanted black people in chains, predominantly. It was Democrats that pushed back against the civil rights movement, 1950s through 60s and all the way. And this is why right now in 2021, Democrats, I think because they have so much virtue signaling white guilt, they've sold their soul to the communists. They've sold their soul to the globalists. They've manipulated the blacks. They've manipulated the browns. And now they're demonizing the white people that are not the elite. It's all about power. It's all about control. And I encourage white people to seriously start speaking out and pushing back. This is dangerous. This is literally discrimination. And if white people don't start speaking up, I'm telling you, man, it's going to go from, you're seeing right now, you're seeing it, white business owners, back of the line. White farmers, you don't get any aid. What's next? Your doctor, your dentist. What's next? What are white people going to be left out of now that have nothing to do with racism? What are white people going to be discriminated against now? Because the way that some of these radical communists and minorities see this, they say, no, good, you need to suffer like our ancestors suffered. It's like, well, how do you know my ancestors didn't bleed to liberate your black ancestors? It doesn't matter. You're white. These people are the real racists. These people want discrimination. They want segregation. They always have. They don't want equality. They want supremacy. They don't want equality. They want domination. They want power. They don't want to live in an America where everyone is successful regardless of the color of your skin. They don't want that. Not the radical communists and Black Lives Matter. They want domination. They want domination. You guys need to seriously, I'm talking to the white, I'm not white, man. I can only say so much. But I'm telling white people right now, dude, you guys need to start speaking the hell up. Don't be afraid, okay? Well, they're going to call me a Nazi and a white... They already call you that. Just speak the truth, man. Because if you don't, you're going to start getting discriminated even more against. Your little kids are going to grow up in a racist society where they believe that they are wrong for existing because they are white. And if you do not want to grow up in a society like that, if you do not want your kids to grow up in a society like that, then I encourage you guys to speak up, stand up, and start saying something. Because if you don't, these people are going to continue to brand you. And if you guys agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. Let's continue. Okay. Now you guys are going to trip out on this, all right? It goes along with white people being discriminated against and how the radical communists, they want segregation, okay? They literally want to exclude white people. So there's this group called the Black Hammer, okay, in Colorado. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is real, all right? It's not a parody. This isn't like Babylon Bee. This is actually a real group of people in Colorado. They're self-proclaimed communists. They believe in liberating those who have been colonized. Asians, blacks, Hispanics. They exclude whites, okay? But they have recently started a GoFundMe page. They made thousands of dollars, okay? They sell merch. Communists, right? They sell merch, and they've raised money to purchase like over 200 acres somewhere in Colorado to build their own autonomous little city. This is real, okay? Straight Jim Jones vibes, bro. We've seen this. If you've been around for decades, okay, you guys have seen cults, and you know how they end. They don't end well. But I think we got another one on our hands, and I don't think this one is going to end well. So this is a video from a few months ago from one of their leaders, okay? He has his face painted like the Joker from The Dark Knight. This guy has to be mentally ill, and I'm not making fun of mentally ill people, but I mean, there's no way you could watch this and think that this person is sane. But just here's the video.
So why, again, would I, me, totally black, totally seeing genocide every day through my eyes, give a damn about you, who have produced a life off of my life, Who has produced the life off of my life? Who has produced the life off of your life? Who has produced the life off of your life? Who has produced the life off of your life? Is the host supposed to care about the parasite? No. But I care about my people. And who are my people, you ask? Who are my people, you ask? Who are my people, you ask? Who are my people, you ask?
This is a real person.
My people are African and colonized people. I'm obviously African, but I'm in unity with all colonized people, aka not whites, but they call us people of color, but our real uniting force is that we all have the same boot, white power colonialism boot, on our necks. On our necks. Yeah. So we, colonized, poor and working class people, have united forces and created Black Hammer, an anti-colonial organization for the total liberation of African and colonized people. We are building a city with no cops, no Rona, no rent, and no Mayo Saxon toiletry
term for white people.
Individuals. No K Tom, no K Becky, no K Karen. Just us coming together, uniting as one. No divisions about gender or sexuality or any of those things. And we're gonna build a city where we can prosper, where we can be, where we can walk outside and not have a target on our backs. Please don't kill me today. Please don't kill me today. Please don't kill me today. Today. We did it with the communities. Help.
Yes, we need help.
Black power. Land back.
Land back.
Land back.
Land back.
We did it. We did it with ourselves. We give food, clothes, and housing to our people. Because they're not going to do it for us, are they, comrades?
No.
Are they, comrades?
No.
Are they, comrades?
No.
Touch one.
Touch all.
Because we're going to save ourselves. No one else is going to save us. So we're building dual contending power. But anyways, tired of this shameless plug.
Okay, listen. Okay, I know I'm laughing, but okay, these are real people. Okay, this is a real cult. Okay, in the United States, in Colorado. All right, like these are some dangerous people. I know it's funny to watch. Like, dude, this guy's obviously mentally ill. He's got his face painted like freaking Heath Ledger's Joker. He's literally, having all his followers in the back chant. He's talking about no Mayo Saxon. That's a reference towards white people, that they're just a autonomous anti-colonial colony in Colorado that is established to liberate those who have been colonized, as if they live as if it's 500 years ago. This is just like, how does someone get that way in America? Like, damn. Has to be the indoctrination in the universities, man. It has to be. I know it's funny to make fun of. I mean, when I watch this, I'm like, dude, this is hilarious. But these are real people, okay? Like, these people want to take over the country if they could. But I mean, these types of ideas, this is definitely a cult. You hear them. He says, my people, I care about my people. He's definitely the cult leader. And we all know how that stuff ends, man. We all know. But anyways, let's take a look into who these people are. Who the hell are these people? Okay, because they're very interesting to look into. So on their Twitter, at Black Hammer Times, they're an organization called Black Hammer. Recently, they put this tweet up and said, thanks to all of you, Black Hammer has successfully liberated 200 acres of land to build our city for colonized people only. Wow. Segregation, right? Leaving white people out. That's going to show the racists. My gosh. These people are fools. Literally fools. For colonized people only. And there's emojis, right? No white people. That's just an Asian person. We are located high up in the mountains, 10,000 feet in the air, with rich soil. We have 1 lake and 3 rivers on the land. And here are just pictures of Those are probably all the people you saw in that video, man, with all their little shirts on. And there's the leader. That's the Joker guy right there. Okay, that's the Joker guy right there. Okay, so I'm going to take you guys down the rabbit hole. You guys ready? Let's go down the rabbit hole. Let's get this up. Let's go down this rabbit hole. Okay, so here's their website, all right? We're going to look at this together, all right, gang? Blackhammer.org. Alrighty, the Black Hammer organization is a revolutionary mass organization dedicated toward building a sustainable future for all colonized people worldwide. And here's all their content here, all their, apparently they're super anti-Semitic, which is pretty interesting. But you can look into that yourself. Oh, there you go. Okay, of course. Okay, so listen, they've got education, they've got a freedom school, they've got a library, and then they've got obviously donate monthly and reparations. They have a tab. If you're white and you have white guilt, you can go pay your reparations right now on this website, okay, to black people. Oh, look, they're communists and they got a shop. Would you look at that? Taking advantage of the capitalist system here in the United States of America. Wow. Would you look at that? The communists got a shop. Okay. So Hammer City is their city that they just purchased. Apparently they have a constitution. Okay? Apparently Hammer City, there's the schematics of apparently what this is going to look like. It's just a bunch of huts. It's just a bunch of huts. Dude, it looks like something like that would be built. It kind of looks like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Like, doesn't it? It looks like little houses from Tatooine. Anyways, okay. So apparently they've got a constitution. I'll just read the beginning. You guys can go check this out yourself. But apparently their constitution reads, the indigenous land liberators of Hammer City have unveiled the first draft of the Hammer City Constitution, and they are requesting feedback. You can download it yourself later. I'm not going to download this. After reading the Constitution, please fill out the survey below if you are any of the following. If you are a Black Hammer member, you are a colonized person of color, you know a Black Hammer member, you have donated to BHO and or Hammer City. The survey is so the indigenous land liberators of Hammer City can receive feedback, questions and concerns, and criticisms of the first draft of the Hammer City Constitution. They have some pretty interesting stuff. I don't want to download this onto my computer because honestly, I don't know what they put in their files. I don't know, but I've read some of it, and some of it is very, very communist. And they have some sections about free speech on there where basically their constitution says if you can say any speech you want, just as long as it doesn't violate the four pillars of their beliefs or something like that. Sounds very Orwellian, huh? Yeah, they're communists, bro. Anyways, okay, Hammer City. What the hell is this? Here's their city. Build Hammer City. They had a GoFundMe, which I think they completed. Okay, these self-proclaimed communists that are taking advantage of capitalist systems. Hammer City is a colonized people need look at this. You see this picture? Colonized people need dictatorship over our lives, labor, land, and resources. They're definitely communists. Hammer City, Hammer City. The image I get is just like people getting put on guillotines, getting a hammer just smashed over their head for disobeying, dude. Hammer City. Hammer City is a Black Hammer organization's latest project. Building a city for all people of color to be free. No discrimination of nationality, gender, age, mental, physical differences, etc. Jobs, housing, food, and healthcare. No cops. Oh, wow, that's going to go well. No rent. That's going to go well. No coronavirus. Well, okay. Kind of got my attention there. And no white people. There it is. It's right there. And no white people. My God, dude. These people are so stupid. We're going to fight against racism. We're going to fight against the colonizers. We're going to show them. And you know how we're going to do it? We're going to do it through more racism. No white people. You can't come in our club. No white people. These people want segregation, bro. They want it. They want it. They're racists. Oh my gosh. Returning the land to indigenous people, building the first hammer city in Colorado. Back this project. Hundreds of people have already backed Hamner City. The project has raised $30,000 in under 2 months. People actually donate to this. And I guarantee you a lot of white people donate to this. I guarantee you. I would bet that they do. Make liberation for colonized people a reality. Donate to build. Oh, apparently they're at $64,000. Look at, and they got merch. The communists got merch. They got the capitalist system going, bro. They got merch. Buying from the buying from the BHO Bazaar also helps Hammer City. The communists got merch, bro. They're using the free market system. You see what I'm saying? You cannot have a communist society without a pre-existing capitalist economy first. That's a fact. Look at, dude, it looks like Tatooine. Doesn't it look like something out of Star Wars? What is this? They want to live in eggs? Stop living paycheck to paycheck. Have a secure life with work, free housing, food, healthcare, and education. We're building a city for poor and working class colonized people to have full control over our lives. Colonized people are people of color. And the term colonized people acknowledges our history, not just our skin color. Our people have suffered through generations of colonialism, slavery, war, and poverty. Oh my gosh, dude, this is just, you guys can take a look at this yourself. They have all their ideas, how they're going to sustain. You can email them. Oh, let's take this down. Man, this is what I'm saying, man. White people, you guys need to start speaking up, man, because this is going to become the new normal. This is going to become the majority someday. And I'm not saying, listen, all I'm saying is you cannot let the black people and the brown people demonize and slander you as all white supremacists because they don't want equality, okay? All the radical left-leaning socialists and woke-tards and woke Wookiees and communists, you cannot let them do this, okay? They don't want equality. Take it from a person of color. I'm telling you, man, these people don't want equality. They want supremacy. They want domination, all right? That's what they want. That's why I'm so vocal against it. Because that's not right. That's not American, okay? That is a recipe for disaster and mass murder, okay? That's where these cults go, and that's where communism goes. Oh my goodness, dude. It's friggin' hilarious. Oh, dude. Alrighty, guys, let's do some super chats. It's literally Lord of the Flies stuff right there, bro. Let's do some super chats. Like I said, guys, we are 100% supported by the people, we the people, that is you the people. If you guys would like to support this show, you can drop a super chat below or consider giving a one-time donation on my website, drewhlive.com. The link is in the description. Or purchase some merch. We got some new t-shirts. We got some new tanks for the summer. We got some really good stuff with my logo. So the link is in the description as well. Or guys, you guys can... if you guys are going to jam out, if you guys don't want to stay for the super chat, please subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that bell notification, toggle on the all selection, and smash that like button. Thank you guys very much. Someone said Wokeconda. That's a good one. I like that one. Wokeconda. I think we're going to go with that. Yeah, dude. I should have put that in the title. Wokeconda. Maybe I'll put that in. Thanks for that, JP Jr. Thanks for that, man. That caught my attention. Wokeconda, dude. Wakanda. That's triggering, huh? That's so racist, Drew. It's like you guys already made it. Wakanda is just a little place where nothing black people live. I'm just, hey, just making a play of words. Alrighty, let's do some super chats. Thank you guys for the support. I truly appreciate it. And like I said, if you guys want to donate on PayPal and Venmo, the link is in the description on my website. You guys can write a note on there as well. Some people don't like doing super chat and they like doing it like that. I'll read your comment on air through there as well. So thank you guys. I appreciate it very, very much. Okay, let's do some of these super chats. DH Alliance. Oh, like I said, if you would like to become a monthly member, you can for as low as $5 a month. If you believe in what I do and want to come alongside of me, you get a cool little badge. We got some perks on the way. So thank you guys. Alrighty, let's do some of these super chats. We have a super chat from Whatever and Everything. What's up, man? Salute. Yes, I heard your song last night. My wife and I listened to it. I think the favorite part of my song was the end. It was. We listened to your song last night. I think it was the end that really was my favorite. And I hit you up in the DMs, man. Salute. Always speaking the truth, spitting facts. Drew, your voice for the unheard. People only go with trends, even if they truly do not believe it. I agree. Glad you listened to 2 + 2 = 5. Sending you my prayers. Thank you so much for the prayers, man. I love the song. I truly do. It's awesome. Rather die a man than bow to the mob, dude. That is in my heart. So I felt that when you said that. Love it, man. Keep doing it. I love it. Thank you. We have another super chat from Rachel, a $5 super chat from Rachel. Rachel, we salute you. Thank you so much. Rachel says all male business owners should just apply and say they identify as female. Yeah. If the admin says no, then they then say they're being transphobic. Done and done. Yeah, we have to start like playing that way. We have to start using their terminology against them, because But this is why it goes back to say this is how they brand you. This is how they will literally label you, and that is who you will be for the rest of your life. And because they're in power, they get away with it. But I do challenge people to do stuff like that, because then there's nothing they can say, because their stupid little terminologies mean nothing anyways. So what are they going to do? You know what they're going to do? They're going to discriminate against you. Doesn't matter. All they do is discriminate. All they do is compartmentalize. All they do is they break up people into little labels. They break up to people in little echo chambers, and they label them. They put them in a file cabinet, and that's all they ever do. That is how they see us. Republicans too, not just Democrats. Republicans too, man. All these rhinos, they only see you as literal pawns on the chessboard. We have another super chat from Stevie Capone. Stevie, we salute you with the $5 super chat. Stevie says, I'm left-handed, so technically I'm considered a minority. Laughing emoji. Yep. That's true. That's true. That's true, man. We have another super chat, $5 super chat. We salute you from, I think that's what Joe Biden said. Pressure of Biden. That is a amazing YouTube name, man. Says Democrat policy has put the minority communities where they are today. Yep. But yeah, keep voting Democrat. Yep. That is why I've always been so vocal and I'm so aggressive, because I use their terminology, because I am a person of color. All right. When I talk like that, they listen to me. When I use their terminology, listen, I know conservatives I don't like doing it. Okay. I know it's like, why do you keep, it's because if I don't speak their language, they won't listen to me. I got to use their terminology to get their attention. So me, as a person of color, okay, I'm very aggressive when I speak out against minorities that peddle this garbage. Because I'm a lot louder coming from someone like me. And the reason why I'm so aggressive is because these communities, they keep voting for this, especially the black community, over and over and over. It was like borderline Stockholm syndrome, dude. When Joe Biden literally tells blacks to Charlemagne the God himself, if you can't choose for yourself between me or Trump, then you're not black. They still vote for the damn guy. I don't know, man. These people need Jesus. But I agree. That's why I'm so aggressive. We have another super chat from Texas Horse Rescue. We salute you with the $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Texas Horse Rescue. Says our 501c3 charity denied grant because we're not majority person of color. Holy crap. Wow. That's exactly what I'm talking about. All volunteer run since 1997. This is in Texas? Damn. All volunteer run since 1997 and with no salaries ever paid. This racist agenda is hurting animals and rescues are closing. Like you, Drew. Becky's Hope Horse Rescue will not give up. I do. I encourage you, man. I encourage you. I really do. And like that's the prime example of what I'm talking about, man. This is racist. Discrimination is coming back. It's here. And it's showing its ugly face, not just through the rhetoric and the culture. That's obvious, right? We all know that. Now it's bleeding in policy. And this is where I encourage white people, hey, you guys have to start speaking up. You guys have to start saying something. Because if you don't, these people they're just going to do it. They're just going to do it. And I'm going to warn you right now. Listen, they will call you white supremacists. They will say you're fighting for white nationalism. They will say that you're a neo-Nazi, but they already call you that, dude. They are already under the assumption that because you exist, you are already that. That shouldn't stop you for fighting for the truth. You know who you are. That's why, for me, I know who I am, and I don't let these damn people label me, and I don't let it stop me from saying what I have to say. Alrighty, we have a donation on PayPal. Oh, Venmo. From Venmo. Let me see real quick. Let me pull this up. Sorry. Okay, $10 donation from Stephen Fillmore. Stephen says, white privilege is such a flawed narrative. People like my parents grew up dirt poor and had to bust their asses off to provide for my brother and I. They never received handouts or priority because they're white. I agree. This is what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying white people speak up. Let the world know these very things. Because not all white people, this is what they've branded you. That you're privileged, that you're rich, and that you don't need any help. Okay? And that you don't deserve anything. That is who they've branded you. This type of stuff, what Stephen is saying, this is the type of stuff that needs to come out more and come out more and come out more. White people struggle too. White people live in the same earth we live in as well. And not all white people are these privileged, rich people. It's ridiculous. They're being dehumanized is what's happening. They're dehumanizing white people. Oh, yeah, my bad, Stevie. I guess that's the same person. My bad, man. I just read the last name. Appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. But people need to hear that more, man. People need to hear that. Okay, we have another super chat from Silver Dark Macron. We salute you. Silver Dark Macron says, Hammer City better have no net. It'll crumble fast. I agree. Dude, this is a cult. All that Jim Jones stuff. What was that cult? I forgot what it was called, man. All those people, they all suicided themselves. They thought they were the two witnesses in Revelation, and then the woman died, and then the man went and carried on, and then convinced all the people that they were going to be picked up by like a spaceship, and they were going to go off into nirvana. Yeah, bro. It's the same type of stuff. Heaven's Gate. There you go. Heaven's Gate and Jonestown. It's the same stuff, bro. Same rhetoric. These are cults. They're literally cults. They're going to drink the Kool-Aid, man. I'm telling you, man, keep an eye on this. Keep an eye on this, dude. Keep an eye on this, man, because these people, this is what they do. They're cultists. And I'm telling you, man, this is not going to end well, especially communists, dude. I'm telling you, man, it's not going to end well at all. It's dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff. Alrighty, guys. I want to thank you guys so much. If we don't have any more super chats, thank you guys for tuning in tonight, man. If you guys can do me a huge favor, like I said, we just released our merch store. Let me actually pull that up so you guys can take a look at that. This is how you guys can support me as well, if you can pull that up. We just released some new merch, so if you guys would like to check this out, we got some cases, shirts, water bottles, stainless steel water bottles. We got some for women. We have some tank tops, workout leggings, tank tops for women and men. It's the summer. So if you guys would like to support me, this is how you guys can do that as well. I had a correction. The shipping is not included. I just had to put that out there. But so if you guys would like to support me, this is another way you can do that as well. Let's take that down. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. If you guys can do me a huge favor and share this video far and wide, if you could smash that like button, destroy that like button, and also hit the bell notification and toggle on the all selection, because if you don't, you will not get every single notification anytime I post anything. So please do me a huge favor and share this video far and wide. And thank you guys. We do this show Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless I am not in town or I'm on the road, I try and do it on the road. But if not, you will see an announcement from me either on the community section of this channel or on my Twitter and other social media. So follow me on all my other social media handles. The link is in the description below. So thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Love you guys very much. And until next time, America, stay free.